Hello once again, my sweet squidlet. You find yourself in this place, in the Yammie sunken place to watch for eternity the fine motorcycle content we create around here. I've been around the block a few times on these old two-wheel death machines, and I've found a couple of tips and tricks that will definitely make you into a better rider, no doubt about it. In today's video, we're going to explore 9 helpful tips that I can impart on you in order for you to be a better rider. Since I know a whopping 44% of you watching my content don't ride yourselves, I think giving you this knowledge will help you turn into the Rossi worshipping fine motorcyclist I know you can be. Some of these will include things like how to crack mega dank nooners, or maybe even how to pick up those cuties at the bar. Just kidding, I don't know how to do any of those things. I hentai wrapped a bike, I obviously live in my mom's basement. Before we jump in though, do yourselves a favor and smash that subscribe button. We're pumping out content on here on a nearly daily basis, and we're even giving away bikes. That's right, starting July 4th, we'll have 2 new motorcycles ready to give away to 2 winners. They're going to be a brand new Yamaha R3 and a Suzuki SV650. So click the link below to my Patreon to find out how you can get started to win these sweet machines. Also, this episode of Yammie Noob is supported by Ridge Wallets. I'm going to tell you guys more about them later in the video. Now, without further ado, let's get into these tips and tricks that's going to make you a better rider. First up is grabbing the tank with your knees. A really common beginner rider error I see, especially for sport bike guys, is not grabbing the tank with your knees. When you don't grab the gas tank with your knees, you're putting unnecessary weight through the bars and causing heavier inputs than is necessary to move the bike. A motorcycle will tip over in the direction you want to go with very little steering input, and once it's there, you don't even need to keep pushing in that direction. It will hold that line until you bring it back upright. By grabbing the tanks with your knees, you're ensuring that you will keep the weight off the bars and let the bike do its job. Also, by riding with the weight on the balls of your feet, you will also ensure that you don't put more weight on those bars either. A tip that I heard about this is to pretend that the gas tank is full of next month's rent money, and if you stop grabbing it with your knees, it's gonna fly right off. Also, by having tank grips, you can more easily grab onto those tanks. I'm a huge proponent of having tank grips. I think it makes every bike more fun and accessible to ride, so do yourself a favor and get some grips. Our next tip is dragging your rear brake in slow turns. This is a great one, especially for new riders who are struggling with parking lot maneuvers, which is when people are admiring a ride, so you gotta look cool. When you're doing the slowed speed stuff on any bike, can get dicey really quick since the bike seems to want to just flop over at any moment. You're normally taught to feather the clutch and give it a little bit of gas to make it through those slow speed things, but you'll also want to drag the rear brake. Dragging the rear brake gives you a tremendous amount of stability through the slow speed stuff, and I'm talking your 5-mile-per-hour turns. And it's going to allow you to better hustle your bike through tight parking lots and wherever else you find yourself taking your motorcycle. Try it out next time you're riding. Find a nice parking lot, pull into it, and practice some really tight figure eights by dragging your rear brake and then not dragging the rear brake, and you'll definitely feel a difference. Number 3 for today is a tip that many of you need to hear. Motorcycles are not dangerous. They are simply very unforgiving of inattentiveness and stupidity. I really love this quote because it's very true. Although many of you might disagree and say that motorcycles are inherently dangerous, I'm not so sure that's true. Sure, if you crash one, you're gonna get hurt, but ask yourself, why did you crash? Was it due to inattentiveness, riding beyond your limit, maybe making some poor choices? Motorcycles are really fun, and I'm obviously a huge advocate of getting more people on 2 wheels, but I really think that they should be treated with the utmost respect. Certain bikes are friendlier than others. Think a Ninja 250, for example, where you can whack the throttle and 80% of the time, nothing's gonna really happen. But some bikes are incredibly unforgiving. Whack the throttle on an FZ09 and you're going into outer space on the Loop Machine Express, baby. Always remember that the machine will do exactly what you tell it to. It has no remorse, no buffer for forgiveness. It's just an engine strapped to a chassis on 2 wheels. Remember that. The 4th tip riders should always remember is throttle control. This is a skill that everyone, and I mean everyone, can work to improve. The throttle is your #1 way to communicate with your bike and tell it what you'd like it to do. Now, most new riders think the throttle is what makes you go forward in a straight line, but in reality, the throttle is what determines how smooth your ride is, how well your suspension is going to work, how well your bike can attack corners, and so much more. A twist of the wrist 2 covers this in great length, but throttle control is your greatest friend when it comes to riding a motorcycle. Being able to smoothly crack it open and apply power when you need to, knowing how to roll off just as smooth and not chopping it mid-corner will also greatly help your riding. In short, throttle control is your most foundational skill when it comes to riding a bike. Our fifth tip for today's video is to accelerate when you change lanes. You might have also heard this one in your driver's ed class, but it holds especially true for motorcycles. When you're going to change lanes following the procedure we all know and hopefully follow, you put on your indicators, check to see if your blind spot is clear, and then you get over. Simple enough. However, an add-on for this is to slightly accelerate when you do change lanes, especially if you're getting over to your left and moving in the faster lanes. Since you know your blind spot is clear, but you don't know the speed of the guy coming up behind you, it's best to accelerate a bit as you get over. Depending on the bike you're on, you might want to click down a gear and hustle on over, but if you're on a more powerful motorcycle, you can simply stay in the same gear and you'll probably be good. When you're on a motorcycle on the public road, you definitely want to make sure that you're extra careful, and accelerating lightly when you change lanes is one way to assure that. Now, it's time for a quick shout out for today's sponsor on this video, Ridge Wallets. The Ridge has been one of the long-term partners for our channel. Seriously, in a few months, we've been working for the guys for like a year now. And there's a reason for that. I truly believe in their products. They have these minimal wallets, and I think they're excellent. I get looks and questions about my wallet all the time. People ask what brand it is, where I got it, etc. It really does stand out because it doesn't look like your dad's clunky leather wallet. They make them in premium materials like titanium, aluminum, and carbon fiber. It comes with RFID blocking technology and allows you to never need to buy another wallet again. Right now, fans of the Yam get 10% off by using my code Yammie at checkout, so head on over to the Ridge by using the link below, use the code Yammie to score 10% off and get your wallet sorted out. Now, let's get back into these tips. This next one is a favorite of mine as well. When in doubt, slow down. We've all been there. We're cruising down our favorite road. Maybe we decide to pick up the pace a little bit, start exiting corners a little bit quicker, entering them a little bit faster. Then all of a sudden you realize you can't quite remember what this road does after this one corner, but you're just going to keep the same pace. Now you're in trouble. When in doubt, just slow down. There's no trophy waiting for you at the end of the ride that says, you clipped off 4 seconds this lap on this road. Well done. That's not real life. Leave the street Rossi stuff to the chumps. Make it home alive and safe to your loved ones. So again, so that it sticks in your brain, when in doubt, slow it down. The alternative and nihilistic version of this, which I find quite funny in a sarcastic way, is when in doubt, throttle out, baby. One way or another, it'll end the suspense. While that quote is funny, Papa Yam does not condone you to throttle out when in doubt. Our next one is hanging off your bike. I could make a whole video dedicated to hanging off your bike, why you should be hanging off, etc. But for the purposes of this video, you need to be hanging off the bike. Why? Put simply, at any speed, hanging off your bike is allowing your bike to stand more upright, giving you more traction and allowing you to lean it over farther if need be. Remember, unless you're going extremely fast, you probably have more lean angle than you think. While you may find it silly to hang off your bike for street riding, it will be beneficial. You can scrub off lean angle and allow your bike to work better. It also allows you to move the center of gravity a bit lower where it needs to be in order for the bike's suspension to do its job. Remember, a bike isn't like a car. Your body is an integral component to the movement and operation of the vehicle. So, in short, always be hanging. It's kind of like that one movie, Glengarry Glen Ross. Always be hanging instead of always be closing. This is one I've dedicated a whole video to, but it's learning to rev match smoothly. There's few things as satisfying as rev matching a motorcycle correctly when you click down a gear and blip the throttle and get those revs exactly to where they need to be. Mamma mia, that's motorcycling love right there. If you want to learn how to do this and why you should be doing it, check out the video I made on it. It's an exhaustive look at rev matching and what goes on when you do this. But in short, rev matching will make it so that your bike is less unsettled when you go through corners and will make sure you're in the right gear for the right turn when you want to go in. Besides, rev matching super smoothly makes you look like a pro. It sounds cool and lets everyone around you know, hey, I'm a motorcyclist. Look at the engine of this baby. And our last tip for today is always stay calm. Motorcycling should be approached as a zen-like activity. As we mentioned before, these are remorseless machines, and if you get on and ride in anger with aggressive inputs and you don't respect the machine, it's not going to respect you. By making sure you always stay calm, you're giving yourself the best chance for survival. Whether that's a road rage situation where someone cuts you off, or maybe there's a slow car on your favorite road, or maybe when you're at the gas station, your boss sent you an annoying email, you need to always be calm when you're on the bike. Don't ride in fear, don't ride in anger, be zen. And the bike and the ride will suddenly feel more smooth. Now that's gonna wrap it up for today, boys. What do you think about these tips? Were they helpful? Can you relate to any of them? Let me know in the comments below if you're gonna practice any of them next time you ride. I'd love for you guys to hit the streets nice and calm and approach riding with a healthy dose of respect and practice excellent throttle control. Now, hear me out. Imagine a place where you can come learn about bikes, hang out with like-minded individuals, get access to exclusive content from me, and best of all, hang out with me one-on-one. Sounds pretty sweet, huh? What if I told you all you need to do is hit the link below to learn more about it? That's because I'm talking about my Patreon, my dude. It started out as the beginner bike giveaway series, and we still got that going on. In fact, we've got 2 brand new bikes, the Yamaha R3 and the Suzuki SV650, going to 2 lucky winners. But the community aspect has really grown to be the best part about it. We've got channels on our Discord server, which is a chat room you can access on desktop or mobile for memes, bike purchase decisions, general chats, and more. You also get to participate in our weekly $100 Revzilla gift card giveaways as part of our It Came From Craigslist series. So if you want the best chance to win our giveaway R3 and SV650 and to join over 680 people who have signed up, hit the link below and join. I promise you won't regret it. Just ask any of our giveaway bike winners or our current members in the comments below. Go to patreon.com/YammieNoob to get started today. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.